Hi everyone, welcome back to Plum Mashable. So of course it's the end of the month, which means it is time for August favourites. So let's go ahead and see what I've been loving in August. Alright, I feel like there's not a lot, but that's okay. We don't always have to do big ones. A lot of this you've already seen, I think, so you're sort of going to know what I've been loving. The first one is of course my new planner setup. I'm so in love with this. More specifically, I think if I had to pick a favourite, like something that I love more than everything else, it's honestly the tabs, like the dividers and the tabs. I think they just came out exactly the way I wanted them to, exactly the way I dreamed they would, if you want to go into those kind of senses. And I just adore it. I think it worked out perfectly. It was exactly what I was thinking in my head. And I love that there's all the monthly sections, which I live month by month usually. So I love that they're there, but then I love that there's these extra bits at the back. I think it's a very clever design by kikki.K. Well done to them. I am going to also give a shout out to my transparent page flags, both the May Paper Co ones and also the Stash World ones. I've been really loving those. So if you want to see the full walkthrough of everything that's in this planner and why they are the way they are, I will link the video down below and you can go and check it out. I'm actually also going to give out one little other shout out to something in here that is my favourite, and it is this, because it just makes me smile. It just makes me smile. I just look at it, and I've looked at it all this week, and I open it and I go, yes. It just makes me happy. And now I want to make all these cards that have jungle themes on them, which I have not yet had time to do, but I will get to it. I will get to it. So favourite number 1. Favourite number 2. I don't think I've shown you guys this before. So I have in my office here, hold on, I'll grab one down. I have 2 sets of my Tailored Expressions brushes. So these are the pastel versions, these are the regular versions, and I have 2 sets of each. I have 2 sets because one is for my oxides and one is for my inks, and never the twain shall meet. The ink ones have the little black washi tape around the handle, the oxide ones don't. Makes it very easy to tell the difference. But my little space that I've got doesn't fit 3 of these spinner ones that are from Tailored Expressions, which I just love. So what I do is I keep all of my oxide ones in one spinner, and then I keep all of my pastel brushes. So there's 10 of these, but you buy them in 2 packs of 5. So I keep all of my pastel brushes in another, and then I was sort of short of a place to put my ink brushes. And then I found this. So I found this it's by Make It by Marco. I bought mine through Dawn Lewis. I will link it down below, of course. But it is a bathtub style brush holder. I love that it can fit all 10 of my brushes, and it is perfect, and it is easy, and they fit, and they don't wobble around too much. It takes up a lot less room too, if I'm being honest. If I ever need to, like if I need to consolidate room up there, I reckon I could fit 2 of those in the same place of one of these, which means I could fit 4 sets of brushes. But I also love that my extra little brushes, so my ones for black ink, white, that's white pigment ink, that's Versamark ink, and this is black oxide, can also fit in here and stay in there really neatly, and I don't have to worry about them. They've come out of a drawer now. It means I don't make the drawer messy, and they look nicer on display anyway, so why not have them on display? While we're thinking about display things, I guess this is kind of a display thing. So I keep all these aren't swatches as such, but my color charts. I keep these all, I used to keep them on a clipboard, like a really solid clipboard, and they used to live up here. They kind of fell out a lot and they didn't fit and they squished and it was just a pain. So I've moved them into this plain plastic pocket that I got from Kmart. What I keep in here, I keep my oxides. These need to be updated with all of the new colours, I may point out. I keep my inks. Obviously I've got other swatches as well, but these are sort of my sheet form. I've got my Tombow markers, I've got my Staedtlers, I've got my Tombow markers, and then I have my original drawing, and then I've got my Copic swatches as well. I just like to keep them as sort of my colour guide for myself, and I really like keeping them in this plastic pocket because I don't generally need to pull them out. I can just look at the Copics through here, I can look at the oxides through there, and very rarely do I look at the inks, to be fair. I tend to go to the swatches because I find them more true to colour when I'm blending. But I really love that plastic pocket, and if you're looking for a way to store swatches like this, I think this kind of pocket is really good. It's also obviously plastic, so it will resist your ink as much as possible. An oldie but a goodie, something I have found that I have been loving. I went through a stage with embossing folders where I thought they were fantastic, and then I went away from them, and I don't know why. I think it had something to do with my my Craft embossing machine. It just didn't give me the finish that I was looking for. Like, I would see what Jennifer Maguire or other people would do when they did embossing folders, and they'd get these awesome results, and I never got that. I kind of got like half-assed results. But I've been playing with them a little bit lately. And I'm getting much better results. And I think it's because I'm now using my Big Shot instead of using the Craft. So these ones are all Craft embossing folders. I do have a couple more embossing folders on their way from Uniquely Creative. But I really loved this sort of leafy one. I'm in a real big leafy, flowery kind of kick at the moment. But I also love those stars. And they just are on my desk at the moment, waiting for me to turn into cards. But I have turned some of them into cards. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see those very soon. Oh, one hit away from me. This one is a favourite, and you guys know it's a favourite, but it's a favourite in this video because I have found a new stockist. So these are the kikki.K, I think that's how you say it, dot liner glue tape runners. They are my favourite. If you saw my glue tape video, you'll know I did find some things that I enjoyed. I just didn't enjoy any of them like I love my kikki.K. So I went looking for another stockist. I have found one. I think it's Bungbuyo, I think that's how you say it. Here in Melbourne, they do stock them, stock the refills. So I bought a bunch, and so my whole drawer is filled up with them at the moment. They are a little bit more expensive than they were when I bought them from Officeworks, but I can cope with it because I love them. I think I used to get them for $5.98 at Officeworks. I think I get them for $7 something now. So it is a fair chunk more, I'm not gonna lie. But I also found a couple, like, if I'm gonna go down a little worm here. So a couple of the ones that I really did love from my glue tape video, the Tombow one and one of the other ones, not the Tombow one, the Express It one, and another one of the other ones. It broke when I started, like when I was gluing it out, and they just fell apart. I don't find that happens as often with my kikki.Ks. They do occasionally. I get some that just fall apart. But generally speaking, I find those really reliable, whereas all the other, not all the other ones, but a bunch of the other ones already I have found a bit iffy. Anyway, things that aren't iffy, sentiment strips. You guys know I love them. The biggest thing is, how do you store sentiment strips? Because generally when you get sentiment strips, you don't just print, like, do one. You tend to do a bunch, especially with the way I've been doing them lately, whether you get them on a pre-cut, like a what do they call them, from a cut apart sheet, or you stamp them with the essentials from Uniquely Creative. But I do find that I've been doing them more than one at a time, so I have a bunch of spares. So what I've done is I've cut them, I've put them in these. So first of all, this is a little tin from IKEA. It lives up on my pegboard. And what I did was I asked Denise from Luscious Labels very nicely if I could have the file that she uses for her envelopes for her die cuts, because I think these are fantastic. And I've made those up for my sentiment strips. So I have them in here. I've just cut them out of coloured cardstock, and then I've just used my what is it called, Motex, to make little labels for these. So I've got birthday, thoughts, get well, and sympathy, congratulations, blanks, because I do still have some blanks, Christmas 1 and Christmas 2, because I have a lot of Christmas ones apparently. These ones are, they were the leftover of my silhouette images from my Olympics, so I'm still yet to work out what I'm going to do with those. And then I have thank you and also general. But what I loved was not only do my sentiment strips live in here, but I can keep my die sets in here as well. And I am slowly working my way through adding in a bunch of other ones of these little pockets with some of my other dice collections, just so they're all in the same place. And I know if I want to die, that's where I'm going to. I love that they fit really nicely in that little hangy thing too. So they're thank you to Denise for letting me have that little envelope. Last but not least, I have some new washi tape to share with you. I'm not so enamored with the ones in the front, although I do really like the florals. These are both from Kmart. I think you would have seen the natives ones on my Instagram on Wednesday. I think I put them up on Washi Wednesday. These are the natives ones, and I just think they're absolutely beautiful. I don't think I showed you these month, did I? If I showed you these last month, I'm really sorry. Still loving them. I just think they're gorgeous. I won't even roll them out. I'll just do zooms so you can see the sort of patterns. I haven't been able to get back to Kmart to be able to get the other ones, because I know there are other collections that have come out, but I'm really loving these, and I haven't quite got the chance to play with them yet, but I have plans for some of these using some of my existing stamp sets. So stay tuned for that video, because it is coming up very soon. So there you have it. That's what I have been loving for August. I know it's not a lot. I know it's not a gigantic amount of stuff you haven't seen before. I could have included everything I bought in my video from 2 weeks ago, or whenever that haul video was. Haven't actually had a chance to play with 90% of it yet, so I don't think that can be fairly included in this, except for the post-it notes, because they've been getting a workout. But I could have put my Barney and Moon stickers, but you guys knew from that video that I'd already loved them, so I feel like I didn't need to include them here. If there is something you've seen here, or something that you know you've seen on my channel that I've gotten that you'd like to see me use, please let me know. You can leave it down below, or of course you can find me on any of my socials. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a big old thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything in future from me. I hope you have an absolutely awesome rest of your day and a great weekend, and I'll catch you for weekly decoration on Sunday. Sending lots of huggles. Bye!